This is a very obvious example of my favorite strategy. Plug points into equations. Now we're clearly given a point, and in the answer choices we have inequalities, and those are basically equations. So don't let the inequality symbols bother you. In fact, this question is really only testing whether or not you understand what the inequality symbols mean. So we can just plug this in here. Just make sure you don't confuse the x and the y. But in choice A, we're going to take the point and put it in, and so x, the x coordinate is 8, so 8 is greater than 0. Well, that's true, so that works. And then for the second part, 2 is greater than 0. Well, yeah, that part also works. So that's just the answer. We don't need to do anything else here. I'm going to show you what happens in choice B just so you can understand like why the other choices be wrong, but I'm not going to go through every single answer here. If we plug the same points in, again, x is still 8, nothing changes there. So x is greater than 0 still works. But if we plug that 2 in for the y, now we would be saying that 2 is less than 0, and it's not. So that part fails, and so that choice fails. And in each of the others, at least one of the two inequalities will fail. So why would anyone get this wrong? Well, it really would mean that you just didn't understand what the inequality symbols meant. I guess the best way to remember it is that the symbol always opens to the bigger side, the bigger number. So if 8 is greater than 0, then you're going to have the thing, it should be opening towards the 8. Like, I don't really know what else to say. This is very fundamental to mathematics, so hopefully you know this. And notice that none of these choices involve the equal symbol, right? So maybe that's an element of confusion sometimes, as you forget what it means if we have the bar underneath. Those are going to be the greater than or equal to symbols, greater than or equal to. Or if we had it the other way, that's the less than or equal to. And the way I remember that is that they include, the number that kind of we're setting as the boundary, but because they also kind of include the line, it's more inclusive. It includes more things. So I don't know. Hopefully these are things that you learned many, many years ago. Just make sure, though, at the very least, when you see a question that gives you a point and a bunch of equations, whether they're inequalities or not, you know that you can just plug those points in most cases.